President Trump says no one in the 2020 field of Democrats scares him. He said that before. And now listen to this. 70% of Wall Street insiders say Trump gets re-elected next year. That's what they believe. Let's bring in Tom Lydon and Brenberg to talk about this. Tom, to you first. Hello, that's the side of my head. Tom, to you first. Let me just ask, 70% of the market believes Donald Trump will be re-elected. Probably based on what's been shown so far on the Democrat side. And we'll get to that in a minute. What's your thoughts?
Well, I think it's great news for Wall Street. And as you're kind of leading into here, Biden would be the front runner, and he would give Wall Street a big bear hug if Trump lost as well. Again, kind of a continuation of what we've seen on the Obama administration, right? No pun intended with the bear hug thing there, Ashley, for sure. But I think the key is we don't like disruption on Wall Street. We want things status quo. And if you look back on all the great things the Trump administration has done so far, fantastic. But also Obama, let it be status quo for a many number of years where we've enjoyed a 10-year bull market on Wall Street. All
right, let me bring in Brian Brenberg. Brian, same thing. I mean, how could you not want another Trump term? Because he's all about tax cuts, deregulation, stimulating the economy. Markets love that stuff.
Well, and it's not just about wanting him, but it's also looking at what's going on the Democrat side. I mean, It's not hard to look at that. President Obama came out just recently and said, look, they're at risk of creating this circular firing squad because it's all about progressive purity. And the market looks at that, number one, and says, we don't want any of that because that's not going to be good for business or the markets. But number two, they realize the rest of the country isn't looking for a candidate who's just exhibiting progressive purity and is way out here in the left. So Wall Street wants to see President Trump, and given what's going on the left, I think they think it's likely he's going to be the guy.
But if on the Democrat side, if Joe Biden runs, based on the long list of candidates we have now, many to the left, Joe Biden will probably be the favored candidate on Wall Street, right?
How easy is it to win that contest? I mean, almost anybody who's not hard left is going to be the market's preferred guy. So, yeah, Biden comes out on top, but compared to who? Sanders and Warren? Yeah. I mean, there's the bottom line here is there's nobody on the hard left who Wall Street can look at and say, that's a sane economic policy. Companies can make money. Investors can make money. Nobody on the left is doing that. Biden is your one hope. But look, this survey happened before all the latest Biden stuff, right?
Right.
So I'd love to see them run the survey again. I think the number is going to be higher than 70%.
Well, and Tom, let me bring you in on that. Let's face it, if Donald Trump doesn't win, surely Wall Street says, well, we're going to have a Democrat. Joe Biden is a lot better. So of all the candidates in there right now, he would be perhaps the least disruptive to the, well, certainly to the market and the economy overall.
Absolutely. And it's very fearful on Wall Street if Biden doesn't throw his hat in the ring. Bernie Sanders would be very, very disruptive for Wall Street, something that they can't even think about right now. Investors also, aside from the survey for institutional investors, have been very pro-stock market. Even in Q4 last year, where we had a big market correction, we look at ETF flows all the time. There was more money coming into the market than was going out in the fourth quarter, which tells me investors continue to be very, very positive on markets going forward, even though we're entering this slower growth period.
You know, it's interesting. Maybe it's the AOCs of this world where they appeal to the younger voter who kind of sees the big, evil capitalists who are sucking up all the money, and the markets is just another extension of that.
Yeah, well, I think that's exactly right. You've got this dynamic where the leading contenders right now are really enamored by what the younger demographic thinks and what the coastal media elite thinks.
Right.
I mean, they're ready to anoint, a Beto O'Rourke or somebody, even a Buttigieg. I mean, they're looking at these candidates and saying they're perfect for the Instagram age. And the market is saying, by getting caught up in the Instagram age and what appeals to that younger demographic, they're going to miss entire swaths of the population and have the same problem they had in 2016, where they've alienated key constituencies who are simply looking for sane policy.
Tom, lastly to you, and to Brian's point, this is an opportunity. Of course, we hear socialism. They point to Sweden and wherever, and it's so wonderful. Isn't this an opportunity also to point out how great capitalism can be and how it can take anyone into, from one place in their life to another and be very successful in this country and live the American dream?
Well, Ashley, to your point, we've got a lot of education to do.
Yes.
We've got younger Americans that are really getting engaged in what's going on. And sure, there's some aspects on the Democratic side regarding your fellow humans and Americans and what we can do to better their lives. But a lot of that has come from the very big benefits we've had from capitalism, and that's helped in a huge amount. So we have a big obligation to educate younger Americans today about the capital markets and what they can do for America in general.
All right, Tom and Brian Brenberg. Professor Brenberg is doing just what Tom...
I love what Tom's saying there.
Tom,
Amen.
yes. So down to you, Professor. Teach these kids about capitalism and what it can do for you. All right, both, thank you very much.